Have you ever put a puzzle together? It can be a challenging task, to say the least. Imagine that same feeling, but with people. About 6 months ago, Professor Beth Bonnick, a professor of communication and media studies, put out a casting call for a podcast crew that she was assembling. She had been awarded a Mellon ACLS Community College Faculty Fellowship grant to create a podcast production house in Baltimore. Professor Bonnick's goal is to teach how to produce a journalistic immersive podcast series from beginning to end, from brainstorming ideas to research to production and marketing. Applicants from CCBC interested in being a member of the crew were required to answer several questions related to their interests. Send in a resume and a 2-minute video explaining why they wanted to be a part of a podcast production. Many students applied and 10 made the final cut.
Hello, my name is Caitlin.
My name is Olivia Yates.
Hi, my name is Maddie Payton.
My name is Katie Roberts.
My name is Renita Bicheri.
My name is Louisa Shelford.
My name is Brian Kim.
My name is Kayla.
My name is Harley Bosco.
Once Professor Bonnick made her final decision, the students were brought onto the crew as producers. They were expected to work a minimum of 8 to 10 hours a week on this project, including a 2-hour weekly crew meeting. The first task was brainstorming ideas for the topic of the podcast.
Okay, team, let's get in here. We need to brainstorm on topics. Any ideas?
I would love to investigate the Baltimore Spy Plane project.
Nice.
How about the relationship between society and true crime podcasts?
Interesting.
Let's investigate where big corporations stand on social justice.
I like it.
The crew chose the hot topic of higher education and decided to investigate if there's even a such thing as a good school. They began to research how schools are ranked, the admission process, faculty roles, societal pressures, and more. A list of sources and potential interviewees were compiled and marketing strategy created. One of the applicants was me, Keith Anstead, a digital media major minoring in world language. When I read the post in the CCBC Connection looking for crew members, I jumped at the opportunity to be a part of the crew. Because of COVID-19, I lost my job as a studio technician at CBS, my dream job. I was lost, upset, and frustrated that I was without the one job that I love to do. Now I have my purpose back and my joy. My entire life has been dedicated to producing music, video, and television as my second job. Now it's my chosen profession, and my career goals are to own a production company along with either producing or directing television news. I wanted to sit down with Professor Bonnick and ask her some questions regarding this new and exciting venture in the podcast world. I asked her why she wanted to create a podcast production crew at CCBC. She said,
"My goal is to bring more inclusivity into the podcast industry and lift perceived barriers to creating media. In my experience, CCBC students love to create and thrive when they have a mentor and are surrounded by like-minded students. I knew a program like this would be successful at CCBC."
Harley Bosco, who was originally from New York City but is living and working in Baltimore as a teacher's assistant, decided to apply for the program because she's interested in telling people's stories. Harley says,
The opportunity to work on a podcast would mean the world to me. I think that it plays a unique role in storytelling and accessibility to storytelling, and I think that there are a lot of stories that need to be told right now.
Katie Roberts of Perry Hall, a business major and crew member, said,
Podcasts are growing in today's media, and I think it's a great way to share stories and information that need to get out there.
Another crew member, Louisa Shelford, a recent CCBC graduate from Brazil living in Gaithersburg, said, her favorite part of producing a podcast is challenging herself.
I also love the excitement of producing something that can impact people's lives.
Virtual meetings dominate the day. In this climate, it's been an incredible challenge to overcome. getting together 10 people to research, market, write, and produce a podcast while meeting via Zoom. Just trying to find a time when we can all meet on the same day was especially difficult because some producers go to school full-time, work full-time, and others have children. But eventually the crew overcame those challenges and are challenging themselves to put together this podcast. Keep up with the crew's fascinating journey of creating a podcast by following us on Instagram @GoodSchoolPod and or Facebook @GoodSchoolPod.